Hi everyone, welcome to my how-to video on Symmetra. So nothing fancy here, just me playing Symmetra. So the first tip I can give you is spread your little turrets out. Yeah, I mean that's huge. Everybody groups them together and it takes one Winston to just knock them out. So you want to spread them out, spread the love around. It's really important to do. Everybody's a big fan of these death gates, but if you've played Overwatch for any length of time, you'll learn really quick a death gate is only as effective as the first push. I mean, as soon as they get through it, you've lost your advantage. So spread the love. Also, don't be afraid to shoot your gun. If you hold down the right click, it's going to charge it up. Um, I mean, that's huge. It's the slowest moving projectile in the game, but it does tremendous damage once charged up. And it goes through everything, barriers, you name it. And don't be afraid to get in there. Symmetra is a skinny little character, just like Diva. She's rather hard to shoot, so you latch on with that and just spam it on a target, jump around like crazy, and it's going to be very difficult for them to get you. I mean, attack Symmetra is really powerful. Um, and then of course your teleporter. It's important to keep your teleporter up as much as you possibly can. If you're not keeping your teleporter up, you're doing something wrong. You should have it in within the first 30 to 40 seconds of a game if you're playing Symmetra correctly. If it's taking you 2 or 3 minutes to get your teleporter up, you might want to find a new character to play. I mean, it's huge to get that up within the first minute. Other than that, I mean, it's really just about having fun when coming to Overwatch, and Symmetra is one of the easier characters in the game to play, but she's very difficult to master. A lot of people seem to be really timid when playing Symmetra. If you're doing it right, your teleporter will be up. It's okay to die. I mean, don't be scared of death, right? So when you play a character, a lot of people will run around and hide around corners and yada yada. Of course, that's good to do, but you got to do it within reason. You can't let them control a point because you don't want to take a death. That's just not how you play, or it's not how you play really any character. So again, once your turrets go down, I mean, it should be priority number one to get them back up. You should be running 6 turrets as much as possible. Make that your focus. If you can't keep your turrets up at any given time, you're basically cutting your DPS in half. So it's really, really important to keep those turrets up at all times. I personally got quite a few hours on almost every watch character in the game, and Symmetra is still to this day one of my favorites. She's just so good at adding pressure as well as resource and support to a team. Her damage is insane if played correctly. The teleporter is basically MVP of any match if you're keeping it up. Um, and she can hold a point like, I mean, there's really very few characters that can hold a point like her. So right there, my teleporter was down. I noticed they're all on the point, so I put the teleporter in a convenient location just so when my team dies, they can get right back to it. So I'm not going to run all the way across the map to make sure my teleporter's safe if the entire team's already on the point. I'm going to put it down and pray that it stays up long enough for a couple of people to get back. I mean, even if they don't in this situation, but even if they killed it, if it can even get 1 or 2 players back to this point, it's done its job. And again, I should be able to get my teleporter back up if it is destroyed in 20 or 30 seconds, so it's not a huge deal. Um, just watching that interaction right there, you can just see how powerful Symmetra is. I mean, if they ignore her for any length of time, she's going to kill everybody on a point. So use that to your advantage. The longer you hold down her stream, her left click, the more powerful it gets, and it carries over. So if you just continuously hold it down from one player to the next, it can be fully powered. So when you're playing her, don't just let go of the button and re-engage it and let go and re-engage it. You want to try and keep that stream as active as possible. Now this group of people in particular, in this match I've played with for quite a while. So, and that's something you want to find, not just for Symmetra, but you want to find a group of people that you're comfortable playing with. You know how they play, you know what's going to happen, who's going to do what. They all know their roles because it's going to make your role that much more effective. The biggest difference between a low-ranking player and a high-ranking player isn't really their player skill, because after a certain point, everybody knows how to play that character, right? So you need to find a group, a team that knows how to play together. That's what's going to carry you over. So you can be the best Symmetra on the planet, but if you don't have a team that knows how to play their role and perform their function, you're not going to do very well overall. Now, I will say, with Symmetra, the trick again is just getting in there, not being afraid to die, getting on top of people, keeping that beam down, because you're a glorified support with DPS, really is what it is. Um, you can see coming up here shortly in this play of the game. I mean, which I called out a second ago. You just clear a point in seconds, right? So I believe I went 20 and something and 0 in this match, um, which is pretty good. Not the best, but pretty good. So my turrets are doing work by themselves, but I'm also doing work. I'm not just standing around waiting, and that's the key with Symmetra. You have to be aggressive. You constantly have to be aggressive. If you're not, you're failing your team, you're failing your point um, of the character. So I hope this little how-to Symmetra ramble helps you in any way. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them below in the comments. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe, and more videos will be coming soon.